sometimes when I go and I see things, there are just games that catch my attention. I look at them and I say, woo! I mean, and Ninja was one of these, especially when I heard about the theme. one person's a ninja, the other person's a traitor, and they are both sneaking into a base, trying to accomplish a goal while the person does the guards and tries to capture them. It's designed by the same guy who did Nuns on the Run, which is a game I really liked. And so, I mean, this is a winner through and through, I thought, when I first heard about it.
Yeah!
So let's see how it plays. Woo! Here's the board, and the board has, you can see I put some guards out on it. I kind of put them out kind of randomly, but this is a bit what the starting setup looks like. The defenders, and you can play 2 to 4 players in this game, so if you're playing with 4 players, the defenders are split into 2, the guards 2 different colors, and so one person controls the dark chocolate guards and the other person controls the caramel guards. They look different, but they act the same, and so if one player is playing both sides, then he, you know, it's basically just one big color. But some of these are put into different watchtowers, and he also has a few patrols, and these patrols are going to be moving around. There's also a couple markers over here to keep track of how much, you know, what round it is, and also to keep track of what the alert level is, because if the alert level is high, then it's easier for the guards to hear and catch the assassins. At the beginning of the game, and this is a pretty crude drawing here, but this shows all the buildings, and you can see that I've marked different letters here. I have to put A, B, C, D, E, F in these 2 buildings. And actually this is kind of it should look like this so that it matches the map better. But anyway, so I put the letters in the buildings, and that's where the different locations are for the ninja and the traitor to come in and take out. I also put a couple H's, those were for hidden guards, and T for traps, and a couple sleeping guards on the map. And that's what I did, and that's what the guard player does to basically start the game. Meanwhile, the ninja and the traitor, and in essence, the traitor is kind of a confusing concept because he is a traitor and yet he's hidden, but you know, if you saw him you wouldn't know because he was a traitor anyway. Anyway, I don't know. But each person gets one of these cards, which is a big giant card which tells your mission: murder the honored guest, you know, steal the war plans. But in essence, it's all you need to know is this letter, and you got to get to that letter, but you have no idea what letter you're going for. And so thus the game begins. The guard always goes first, and depending on the alert level, he's going to be able to draw cards from a deck. And I forgot to mention, each person gets a deck of cards. Well, the assassin and the traitor get small decks of cards, and actually they have to choose which of these cards they want to use. They get a certain amount for each game, and then they only can use their cards once per game, while the guards might have an opportunity to use them beforehand, and he starts with a massive amount of cards, even though most of the guards' cards are the same. He can awaken sleeping sentries, he can use the patrol to search, he can use patrol to listen, a sentry to listen, you know, and then you also have a secret passage in case you find the secret passage, etc. Now, the bad guys, they are on their map, they're going to mark a secret passage from one spot to another spot. So anyhow, the guards move first. Your sentries will be marching around, well, actually in clockwise order, or whatever order they're facing, they're going to march around. Your sentries will stand still. You'll get a certain amount of cards that you can play, depending on the alert level, which if it's 0, you get none. Then you can play cards from your hand to have these guys listen and hear for things that they are near to. After that, the bad guys move, and they're going to move differently. They're going to mark on the board, put numbers to show what turn of the game it is and where they are, and they can move a certain amount of spaces. If there's a secret passageway, they might be able to move through the secret passageway, although they have to tell you. If they happen to bump into one of your guys, then they need to show their figure on the board, and there might be some combat. Combat is basically just playing cards. The ninja and the traitor have cards that just outright kill guards, and then the guards have cards that can wound the ninja or the traitor, and if they get enough wounds, they will die. Although if they die before turn 10, they will come back. They're like the backup plan ninja or whatever, and they'll get their goal, but they start with fewer cards, and they just survive until there. But anyhow, They move secretly, and if they go into one of these buildings, they can say, all right, I'm asking this space here. And it has to be one of the spaces that they were in that turn, so you can narrow it down. And they'll say, what's in that space? Now, if it's a trap, you have to tell them. If it's a hidden sentry, you know, the sentry is revealed. But if it's a letter, you tell them what the letter is. And then later on, they will tell you, aha, that was the letter of my mission. You know, I was supposed to steal the war plans. Well, I did steal the war plans. My mission is completed. And then they got to get out. And you got to use guards to hunt them down. And, you know, you want to get the alert level up if possible. But you're basically playing cards to listen for the ninja and the traitor. You're trying to move your people around. Although they really can't move unless you play a card that lets them move. And they usually can't move unless they hear something. Because, you know, it's basically not very suspicious until anything happens anyhow. If a guard gets killed, of course, that will raise suspicion. That will raise the alert level up. But for the most part, that's it. If the traitor and the ninja can get in, accomplish their mission, and get out, then they win the game. If the guards can catch them and kill them both, then they've won the game. well, was that... okay. Is it a good game?
It could be.
Let me count the ways in which it is not. Okay, well, the biggest thing is, I really sat around and said, why do I like Nuns on a Run so much? But I absolutely abhor this one beyond a shadow of a doubt. And because there's similar games, but the reason I like Nuns on a Run is because the goal that they have at Nuns on a Run, the nuns are trying to run, you have a goal where you're going to get something. You know what that goal is. You know where you're going to go, and then you know where you have to go back to. It's how you get there and back, which is unknown. Mm-hmm. And there's also a randomness to that game. When you move by, the nun will roll a die, and she might hear 6 spaces away, but she might only hear 1 space away. Ninja has neither of those things. Mm. The ninja is going in total blind, which seems kind of anti-thematic. Well, to go into a place and I'm supposed to steal the war plans, but I have no idea where they are.
Right, not even a clue.
I don't know which building they're in. So he goes in, and he finds it eventually, and gets out. But see, the good guy also doesn't know where he's going. So it's kind of like his double blind. And the ninja and traitor, they don't have to worry about this die roll, really. They can move in places, basically, so they can mathematically determine, I cannot be heard in this location.
Yeah.
Now, they don't know what cards the good guy has, but if he runs out of cards, that's it. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah, some of this can be thematically explained away. I mean, we are talking about ninjas. They were the masters of sneaking around and all that kind of stuff, and
right. So
they would know that they aren't being heard. So I can understand that. One of the things that didn't make sense to me, thematically speaking, was that I was the ninja coming from the outside in. Supposedly, my compatriot was already on the inside, and he didn't tell me where all this stuff was that I was supposed to go get. He just said, yeah, it's here. Try your luck.
Yeah, but he didn't know where it was either.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
he's a traitor. That's what I'm saying. The name, I already said that in the overview. The word traitor just didn't make any sense because a traitor would know some of the information.
Yeah.
He'd be able to walk up to the guards.
Right, yeah.
And they wouldn't kill him on sight.
He wouldn't have to sneak around. So, I mean, it was I guess it was a good idea. It just didn't make it to the box, I don't think. I mean, this is a game that I won in, what, 4 turns?
Yeah.
And I was like, yay, I won.
Well, the thing is, though, you can... to me, it's too wildly swingy.
Right.
In a sense where the ninja can go and find exactly what he wants. Yay, and get out. Or he can go and be completely frustrated.
Right. And it's in the last place.
And you have no clue. There's no way to figure it out, to narrow it down. And the good guy, does it really matter? You know, when you're at the beginning, you're like, oh, I'm going to set this stuff here. It doesn't matter because you don't know where the ninja's going. He doesn't even know where he's going.
Yeah.
Is he going to say, I think he probably put it in that corner? I don't know. It's such a great idea, and it's so close to being something that I would want to play all the time. Mm-hmm. Because I'd rather play this theme than Nuns on the Run. Mm. In fact, I'd rather play this theme than Scotland Yard.
Maybe you can use the Nuns on the Run rules with this game. Would that work?
Why don't we just take the ninjas and stick them in? The nuns are watching ninjas at night. Ah! Sister Mary got sliced up again. And the combat in this game is lame. Lame. It's not exciting at all. It's like the ninja goes, boom, I killed a guy.
Yeah.
And your guy can go, boom, I injured the ninja. No response, nothing. You just play cards.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I actually remember saying to the guy that was playing the trader in our game, I remember saying, you know, this is that scene from The Last Samurai, that Tom Cruise movie, where the ninjas break into where all the samurais are and all that kind of stuff, and you know, it just wasn't. I mean, it was not fun, and I mean, I'm sure fighting a ninja in real life isn't fun, but
it's not like really fighting a ninja.
Yeah,
we do that all the time.
It's just, you know. Oh man, it was, I mean, I saw this and we were like, oh, we gotta play that, and then afterwards we're like, oh.
Now it's set in the Legend of the Five Rings universe, which isn't a bad universe. The artwork is nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
The board looks cool. I'm telling you, when you look at it, it just looks so fun.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the layout of the compound is really well done. It just didn't work. You know, I don't know why. Because I mean, he already mentioned it, but it just swings too far either way. I won real easily. It could be impossible for me to win the next time around, and that's just not it's too big of a swing. Not fun.
Right. All right. Sadly, big disappointment this year.
Wanted to enjoy this game very much, and I just didn't.